what's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Divine Thought telling you what it is, what it ain't, what it look like. Welcome to Who They Vision. Please comment and subscribe. I'm here to break down our first round draft pick of Myles Murphy. Last year's 2022 stats: 40 tackles, 11 tackles for losses, 6.5 sacks, right? We got his RAS on there, which you can look at right now. You see his arm length, 33.75 inches, which is very good. He's 6'4", anywhere between 6'4" to 6'5". His weight is listed anywhere between 268 to 275. 25 reps on the bench press, which is good. 31-inch vert, not so good. His 40, his 20-yard split, and his 10-yard split, 5.3, 2.62, 1.59, all elite, especially for someone his size. His shuttle is 4.29, which is elite, and his 3-cone is 7.21, which is good. What it is, great size. Let's just say 6'5", 275, right? Athletic ability, as we just saw with his RAS. Strong punch. The man has power. He stuns offensive linemen when he get his hands to him, right? He has a quick first step. He has solid production over his 3 years at Clemson. He's done some zone drops as well, right? Both dropping into the flats, doing what Hubbard did against Kansas City, dropping into the shallow, the spy, right? He plays all over the line. So one of my concerns was, and why I actually wanted us to trade back, just because I wanted us a pass rusher from the interior, right? He has played in the interior. He's played like I said, all over the line, right? And he has that backside chasing ability. And I mean, that backside chasing ability is elite. He's a very, very, very good run defender. So he would fit right in on our team, right? So those are his positives. That's what it is. Now, what it ain't, I've heard people say on Spaces, oh, he has elite bending ability and he this, that. He does not. He does not have elite bending ability. In fact, he shows some tightness, some lateral tightness in his hips. Sometimes he leaves some plays on the field because he doesn't have that bending ability. And sometimes he's over aggressive. He loops too wide out, right? And he leaves some plays on the field from here and there. He needs to develop his hands, man. He needs more versatile hand combating skills. He needs to rush with a rush plan. He doesn't have that. And people have heard me say on Spaces, and they thought I was hating on him. I said he has this one move. It's his long arm move, right? But I've seen as well, every blue moon he'll throw out a club or a rip move. But for the most part, his bread and butter is that long arm. And you can get away with that in college. You won't be able to get away with that consistently in the pros. As well, he tries to beat, tackles around the edge as well. So he'll loop too wide at times, right? Sometimes he takes away from his own power because he has great speed to power, right? And sometimes he takes away that strength because where he puts his hands out too wide. You know what I mean? And that takes away from all that power that he can generate. And sometimes he can play with better leverage at time as well, right? But the good thing about this is that we have one of the best D-line coaches in the NFL, right? So a lot of his weaknesses he's able to get taken care of because there are things that he can be taught, right? So what it looked like, I love the upside. His size, his strength, his length. I know, D-Pain, pause, blah, 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 whatever. All right, burst off the line, backside chasing ability. He shows he has all the tools to be a complete upper echelon defensive end. Like I said, we have one of the best D-line coaches in Marion Hobby. I believe he will be able to get his hands and his rush plan together. I believe his lack of bend will prevent him from becoming like the TJ Watt in the Myles Garrett and Bosa type. You know what I mean? I think that would prevent him from being like that consistent 15 to 20 sacks a season type of guy, right? But with Marion Hobby getting his hands together, I think he can be a consistent 9 to 12 sacks a season type guy once his hands are together, all while being an elite run defender. Man, that's great, bro. like I said earlier, I wanted us to get an interior pass rusher. Everybody on Twitter knows, especially if y'all been on Spaces and y'all heard me on these Spaces, they know I love Kalijah Cansey. That was my favorite interior prospect in the draft, right? Um, but with Myles, I think once he gets his hands together and plays with better leverage, I think he can rush from the inside as well, right? I believe his floor is Will Smith, the late Will Smith Sr. If y'all remember him, he's bigger and a little more explosive than Will Smith, but they attack the offensive linemen similarly, right? They're aggressive with that. I think that's his floor, right? His ceiling, y'all gonna be like, dang, why you keep talking about these Saints defensive ends? Well, I mean, that's who he remind me of. His ceiling to me is Cameron Jordan. I think he's a quicker, more athletic Cameron Jordan, and he's not as big as Cam, as far as girth, but the dude, the way that Cam Jordan attacks offensive tackles, man, he does it violently, and he does it with a good motor as well, right? I believe that Myles Murphy attacks the same way what I saw at Clemson, right? He's aggressive. He has that like I said, he has that power in those hands where he's able to stun and push back offensive linemen, right? But he's quicker, and I think he has more range than Cameron Jordan. So I think those are his ceiling, man. And I think with this draft pick, I know a lot of people were upset because we didn't draft Michael Mayer, right? Me personally, I wouldn't have been mad if we drafted Michael Mayer. Like I said earlier, I wanted us to trade back. I wanted us to trade back to get more picks because we've been able to take care of more needs or whatnot, right? My favorite two tight ends in the draft was Dalton Kincaid and Sam Laporta, right? Those are my dudes right there. But I'm happy with the pick because he has huge upside, right? And I love the type of versatility it gives our defense. We have Sam Hubbard, Trey Hendrickson, Joseph Osai was our best end going down the stretch last season. And then the guy that nobody hardly ever talks about is Cam Sample. He's solid as well. So we have 5 solid defensive ends and 3 of them that can rotate consistently on the inside. We have Osai, who played some 3-tech last year. Cam Sample has played some 3-tech last year and his rookie year. And now we have Myles Murphy. So with the type of quarterbacks that we have to face, the Josh Allens, the Mahomes, the Lamar Jackson, we need somebody with this athletic profile, right? So I love the pick, and I'm just, I think we're going up in we're going in a great direction, especially with the way that the NFL is becoming a pass league or is a pass league. We need as many bodies as we can to get back there at that quarterback. So that's it. This is your boy Divine Thought. Thank you for tuning in to Who They Vision. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. And I'm here again to tell you what it is, what it ain't, and what it look like. Peace.